episode 56 of E-Time. We're back in action and we got a lot of stuff to cover. Special guest today, Shane, because one of his babies got shown up.
What?
It starts with
Yes. Nightrose. Let's go.
Spoilers, but yes. Anywho, episode 56, a lot of stuff streamed, showed us a lot of new stuff, especially the new art set. And our predictions about the extra VR were wrong. So stick around for that. Before we go to those things, there's one thing I do want to mention. Because I doubt people are going to stick to the end and see this. But our proxy plays are going to change a bit. We are changing the format in the sense of we're no longer going to be doing best of one games. We're going to change it to best of three. That will make videos a bit longer and it also showcase the decks a little bit more. So make sure you stick around for those. Granted, there will be special cases here and there where that we don't follow the rule. For instance, if a game goes 20 minutes plus one game, we're not going to upload a 1 hour video at that point. But with that out of the way, one more thing. If you're interested in purchasing from TCG Player, please use the affiliate link down below.
Your purchases help support our channel so we can make great content straight to you. Oh.
Anyway, with that scripted part out of the way, let's get straight up to the week's leaks. Starting us off with Saturday, surprisingly, we got an interesting leak for, what was it, Golden Week in Japan? Excuse you. Anywho, Lava Flow Dragon decided to show up.
Ooh. That art though.
Yeah.
It's way different. I did not expect this. I did not expect him to look like this from his previous iteration. So this is a nice surprise. Anyway, we know his effect searches out the grade 3s, put the hand in the ditch. His power though is different. It's continuous Vanguard rearguard. During your turn, if your rear guards are greater than your opponent's rear guards, this unit gets 5k. In most cases with board wipes, that's always going to be the case. In Overlord, if you can get some retire engines going, cool. Exile clans might be the only problem if they just build up a board.
Yep.
But then Blade Master comes in and says,
Nuke everything.
I mean, not bad. Triple, we know we're going to get it.
Yep.
OTT is going to get one. Deep Elise is going to get one. What's the last clan in that set? Kagura, Deep Elise, OTT. Lane Joker! Lane Joker's going to get one.
Did you forget
I know, right?
That's bad.
That is bad. Question is what Link Joker is gonna get, because we already got Destiny Dealer. So who's gonna get it? Maybe a Messiah? Maybe a Chaos Breaker? Peanut Gallery's not liking it.
That's right.
Anywho, moving on. This is one of the bigger leaks we want to talk about, and we're gonna maybe stick around on it for a tiny bit, because it changes the premium game in a drastic level. Okay. Ever since the Premium Collection 2020 started coming out, we've been seeing strides that just make standard plus decks. Aver standard deck is now more viable in Premium because of those strides. And that meant the old Giera decks, the Renes and stuff like that, were kind of getting pushed out. We're not as used. You're basically playing standard plus in Premium now. This one card changed everything.
Yes.
To now you don't know what you're playing.
Nope.
Or how good it's going to be, or how many different combos it can make. What we're talking about? Tempest Sphere. It's the ordered specifically made for Premium Collection 2020. It's a premium only order. It doesn't have the V symbol, so you can't splice it in standard, and for good reason. Its effect is cost, Cannabis 1, turn a card in your G zone face up. This is part of the cost. Look at 7 cards from the top of your deck, reveal up to 2 cards without continuous act and auto abilities from among them, put them into your hand, and shuffle your deck.
Yeah.
Can anybody say early GB1? Can anybody say prep? Can anybody say GB3 abilities immediately? Can anybody say ouch?
I mean, at least now G-Techs have a fighting chance against the standard plus rush that's going to be out.
You're not wrong. This basically says you don't want to give your opponent the first damage because they can go GB1.
That's going to be funny when we talk about something down the road.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, the Sphere is specifically also meant for the Cray Elemental deck because you see the whole find the vanillas from the top of your deck. Now, for people that don't want to play vanilla decks and want to despise this in any G deck, you can search out the heal triggers if you play the vanilla ones. It doesn't say you normal units. Yep. Hey, heal trigger for G-Guard later. Why not? On the same note, a card that got revealed with it is Rain Elemental Zarzan. It's technically almost the same. Like, you can play this in any deck and get there. You gotta just build it a little bit different because its auto ability is Auto Vanguard Rearguard. When placed, Soul Blast 1 call up to 2 cards with no Call up to 2 cards without continuous act or auto abilities from your hand to rearguard. If you call 2, turn a Storm Elemental Cyclone from your G zone face up and draw 2 cards.
Yep.
It's a different way of, getting GB1 for no CB on first stride, flipping something in G zone, and, just in a sense, completely netting. Because you're calling 2 cards and vanillas, drawing 2 cards.
Yep.
I've seen already decks that are just building a lot of vanillas in there. Turn your phone on silent and just running key pieces and just playing a vanilla deck. Why not? If you get GB active, why not? People are already buying out Rene's because you can get the whole double critical thing the first stride because of this thing. Just a vanilla Nubatama deck.
Mm-hmm.
Any thoughts on this, Shane?
I'd rather not. I mean, it just opens up a lot of access for a lot of older G decks, and it's going to be really nice to see how things are going to be played out in the future.
Like, this just opens avenues. No longer first strides. You can basically go into your main strides immediately. No longer waiting to get to grade 3 so GB activates. You can start activating GB. Granted, you are playing a mostly vanilla deck with the grade 1, but with the Sphere, you're basically playing your own deck and just, do it.
I mean, just seeing Gear Groovy on first stride is going to be fun to see.
What?
Seeing Gear Groovy on first stride.
There you go.
Yes.
Anyway, that was enough time on that card. Moving on, more elementals from the set. From Premium Collection. Air Elemental Bufu. Continuous rearguard during your opponent's turn. If 3 or more new cards were put into your damage zone this turn, you may bind this unit instead of reveal the top card of your deck into your trigger zone for your damage check. I mean, it's basically saying I won't die.
It basically nulls out damage.
Yeah.
It's not a bad card. Like in current Premium, it's not too shabby to play as a tech up. Granted, against decks that can just remove it, it's not going to do anything. But against decks that can't remove it, you're basically saying, I live.
I mean, I think it's funny because you have those decks like the strikes like Novell that say if you would heal, he doesn't activate or whatever. He's like, well, just do this instead.
Granted, you got to think you got to be at 2 damage at that point because you got to take 3 damage to take you to 5 to make the 6 damage not matter.
True. Still pretty funny.
I mean, it's an interesting option, and I'm certain some decks are going to play it.
Oh, yeah.
Anywho, this turn happened. We got a lot of good stuff revealed, but we're going to start with Premium because we're on the train.
Yep.
OTT got shown on Premium. Of course, they got their whole crit trigger, Celestial Witch Toto. The whole hand counts as a strike fighter, not too shabby, looks pretty. Not the card we want to talk about. Sterling Witch Momo. Auto Vanguard. Once per turn, when it attacks, costs +1, turn a card from your G-Zone face up. Discard up to 3 cards from your hand, and for each card discarded, 3 of your front row get plus 10k until the end of turn. If you discarded 3 cards at the end of the battle, stand this unit and it gets drive -2.
Oof.
Strong. Like, I agree with what people say. It is a really good card for OTT. It's not broken. It's not bad. It's just good.
Just all around decent.
Pretty much exactly what the deck honestly needed.
Yep.
There's something to push. Hey, you gotta think. You ditch 3 cards, your rear guards are 39, 40, over 40 more than likely. And then you have 4 drive checks stole.
You're stacking your deck more than likely.
It's not too shabby. In the grand scheme of things, you are minusing though. Because you're ditching 3 that you would have got off the drive checks. And then you're drive checking 1. So in total, instead of plussing 3 for that turn from your drive checks, you're technically only plussing 1. So in total, you're minusing 2. But OTT has more than enough draw mechanics and stacking deck, and I don't know what else. So
I was about to say, because we were on the double rare we saw from last week, or the week before, I can't remember.
It's a Vanguard skill.
Yeah, but you ride it first, counterblast 1, draw 2.
But you have to also ditch to activate her own skill. We already went about the plus minuses with her.
You draw 2 and then stride.
Oh!
And then it kind of mitigates it.
Well, we'll see what Zarzan does. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Not too shabby. What else got revealed at Premium? Eh? Everybody speculated when they saw the starter. Metalborgs are back.
Yes.
Metalborgs are back.
Funny part is, they're very similar to the original skill.
No kidding. We're going to start off with a grade 2 first. A Metalborg Buster. Auto Vanguard Rearguard. When placed, if you have a Vanguard with Metalborg in its card name, cost Soul Blast 1, choose one of your opponent's rearguards, retire it, and this unit gets 10k until the end of turn. Simple, straight to the point. It works on grade 2 ride.
Yep.
Pop sports and it becomes a 20k beater, so you don't have to worry about defensive triggers. Not too shabby. What does grade 3 do? Grade 3.
It's pretty simple.
Works amazingly with Black.
Yes.
Metalborg Sinbuster. Auto Vanguard. When placed, search your deck for up to one Metalborg or Buster, call it a rearguard and shuffle your deck. Act Vanguard once per turn, cost -1, and until the end of turn, this unit gets power 10k, and your opponent cannot call grade 1 or greater cards from his or her hand for the battle that this unit attacked.
90% of the time, you're only using it for the first skill.
Oh, yes. Like, ever since we saw Black, this card just became really good, because you can go Black, you can search out top 7 for grade 3 out of hand, use Black's skill while your opponent's a grade 3, ride this, and call it the grade 2, so you pop something, you give power, and you just have multi-attack in a sense.
Yep.
It's not a bad card. The second ability is honestly lackluster in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like 10k is fun and all. Grade 1 or greater, nobody's gonna use grade 1 or greater is gonna deep police. Deep police is nothing but power.
Yep.
The only time it's going to be relevant is
Exactly.
The only time it's going to be relevant is whenever you can't rewrite after you use that.
Yep. Black makes the card good.
Yep.
Yes.
Now we wait for Gallop.
Yep.
Peanut Gallery, shut up. Anyway, moving on. Something got revealed during the leaks
You
on.
got me excited for nothing.
We talk about we have a script.
I know.
Follow the script.
No.
The leaders are back. Yes, you heard me right. The leaders are back,
Yes.
and they're better than ever, and they're making premium better than ever.
Yes.
In retrospect of the leader deck and the leader Messiah, honestly, is even better now because we got screening the leader Idoga. Auto Vanguard, when placed, +1, discard a card from your hand and delete your opponent's Vanguard. Simple, straightforward, easy. Auto Rearguard, when placed, cost Soul Blast 1, and your opponent cannot be released from delete during his or her end phase. Oof.
And hope we can ride.
Yep.
No, that's literally it. Hope you can ride. If they successfully delete you, and then call this thing to rearguard and activate its skill. If you do not ride or superior do any form of ride during your turn while you're deleted, you're not going to get undeleted at the end of your turn. Which means you're going to stay deleted at the start of their turn. Granted, most deleter decks just can delete you again, but this just makes it easier and don't have to pay costs.
Resources.
Exactly.
On that note, in Gleason Premium, you can still stride.
We can still stride over it. But like I said, premium Messiah, like for example, the leader Messiah, alright, let me place this, let me ride the Messiah, let me do all my combos while they're at 0.
Yep.
You know what's the best part? It's not grade 3 restricted. You can literally do while they're grade 2.
Yep.
Granted, you can't stride, but still. Ouch. This is all coming from a double rare. Hey, moving on. We got more premium. We're going to start off with the Cray Elemental because I want to talk about the other one. Heal Elemental Ho-1. Continuous rearguard. All Vanguards must attack the Vanguard as much as possible. Basically makes it to where the Vanguards can just damage an enemy by swinging in a rearguard, I guess. Yep. And you're not letting your opponent plus by, if they decide not to swing and damage them.
I mean, the fun part about this card is it forces your opponent's Vanguard to swing.
Yes.
Hey.
All Vanguards must attack the Vanguard as much as possible. So, yeah, it forces your Vanguard too.
Yes.
But it forces your opponent's Vanguard to swing.
You at least have.
So you will always have at least one counterblast in premium with this card.
Use it wisely.
Or kill it.
Yeah, kill it before you swing.
Yeah, no kidding. That prevents Majesty completely then. Early game.
Oh yeah, Messianic, yeah. If they can't have a blaster to kill it, more than likely you're going to be swinging at them.
I mean, yeah. Anyway, moving on, we got Destruction Tyrant Gantraptor.
Someone got resurrected.
Not wrong. This is basically a better version of Anger Blader. What?
The Angry Bladder.
So, if any of you guys ever seen the show Zoids,
yes.
This is like Tiger Zero getting upgraded armor.
Yes.
Anywho, why we say it's a better Angle Blader? Well, it has two abilities. Auto Vanguard, once per turn, when your rear guard is placed from hand, you may put 3 cards from your drop zone face down as an equip gauge for that unit.
It's funny, it's exactly 3.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Auto Vanguard, when it attacks, costs +1. Turn a card from your G zone face up. Stand all of your rear guards with 3 or more equipped gauges. Each choose the same number of your opponent's rear guards as those units and retire it.
Oh no, I wonder what's gonna happen.
I mean, Angle Blader is not restricted in premium.
I know.
Granted, I will make this point. Why run Angle Blader at all? Like, honestly, in premium, Angle Blader is not good. If you think he's a good first ride option, if you're going first, technically yes. But you gotta think, for Angle Blader, you need to dedicate a lot of cards from hand to get those standing effects. Granted, they might be a grade 2, but unless you can finish them off or cripple them, your hand is abysmal for their stride turn. Most stride decks will completely wreck you in that point.
Oh yeah.
So Angle Blader for this stride is honestly not that good. You probably want to run something else that just sets you up or gives you defense or does something. Because once you go into this, it's really easy. You got all your other cards that support the Angle Blader to do the same thing. Make all the gauges necessary to restand. Even more at this point, because you can basically restand your entire field if you can gauge enough.
It gets to be really good when we see Gaia.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, Angle Blader is back. Running Angle Blader, meh. I'd rather run something like, I've been thinking like Dark Rex.
Ooh.
Like, you gotta think, Dark Rex is an interesting option. Because you have all the gauge options in the world. You're probably gonna have an Excel marker. So your front rear guards are all gonna have markers. So that's 9 markers. Not to mention any extra markers your back row rear guards might be able to get now that you're not restricted and you can plus almost everywhere. Ditching 2 markers to get an extra attacker on the board is not too shabby. Not to mention that he gains 2k for every marker. Like, if you just count the front row, 9, that's already 18k to him. He's a 36k swinger. 18 to 12, 30k swinger. My point stands, he's not a bad option. No. Plus, he keeps recurring from drops, so you don't have to be stuck on rear guards. Other than that, not a bad card. Like, it's basically better Angle Blader. Yeah. And we saw what that thing did in standard. Yeah. Anywho.
Got here for a reason.
Oh, hell yeah. Moving on. Oh, that guy.
Yep.
More Robos. Dimensional Robo Dijacker. Interesting looking. Interesting name.
Yeah.
Interesting ability. Auto Rigger, at the end of the battle that attacked or boosted, retire this unit and one of your Vanguards gets critical until the end of turn.
Can you say crit pressure at grade 1, boys?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Like, that's literally it. Crit pressure at grade 1. Crit pressure at grade 2. If you really don't want to go force 2 because you need power, crit pressure grade 3.
Yeah.
It's not a bad card. Granted, it goes away, but still, just
the fact
pressure.
that it's on boost or attack. You're at the end of it.
Strong.
It's good.
I will say it's interesting though, because so far the 2 dimensional robos that we've seen of this set both kill themselves.
Yes.
I mean, make space.
Well, yeah.
Make space because, ride and call.
I would have liked it better if it went to Soul.
Hey, don't make it broken.
I don't know.
They need soul. They already have soul mechanics. No.
I need more.
Last but not least, Friday's stream happened.
We all knew that eventually we were going to start seeing better and better ones.
Yep. I wouldn't call this better. I would call this either foreshadowing or prepping or just made a card that can also be used in premium.
If it's foreshadowing, it's a
bad foreshadowing, yes.
It's a bad foreshadowing.
Anywho, another order got revealed for Dragonflame. It's a grade 3 order. It is also a rare order, but it's an interesting order. Mm-hmm. Clear Frame Curse Cleaning Whirlpool.
Kind of curse cleaning.
It literally just says, choose one of your circles. Unlock the lock card on that circle and stand the rear guard on that circle. If you unlocked or stand, draw a card. That's it. There's a couple of things here. It's either foreshadowing, the fact that Lane Joker might be locking your opponent again. Better. So it's giving every single clan an option of, unlocking your board and not getting cooked. Or it's specifically made for Messiah, Nova Grappler, and most of Stargate, or any other clans that have some sort of resting mechanics. Because you can, Messiah literally just, okay, let me use Destiny. Huh?
That's fair. Commander Lore will rest all.
Exactly. Commander Lore.
Yep. You rest
Nova Grappler, main phase attacks. If they decide to take a cat, you have a rest of rigor, use this, stand it, draw a card, so you can still have an attacker again. Mount Colony, call, rest, give something 10k, and it goes to slow characters. Let me now restand that thing, or in general, most Mount Colony effects.
Rest for Revan. Use this.
Yep.
Exactly. Like, there's multiple cards in the game that rest themselves to do effects, so this finds place in almost every single deck. In Premium especially, it finds place against Link Joker, specifically Chaos Breaker, and some forms of Messiah, and so on. But it's also, like I said, the fact that it says unlock, it might be for Messiah, for, unlocking your board before you start swinging, plussing a little bit. Not too shabby.
What's the worst foreshadow possibly on this? Chaos. Well, and that's not
locking your opponent in general is the worst foreshadowing.
I would actually enjoy Chaos.
Me too. I can't. I'm a Link Joker. I'm a Link Joker player.
I got 17th place at ARG with it. I have to. I would love to.
Anywho, with that ordered out of the way, that's all at least for this week, interestingly. Now let's talk about some fun stuff. The ban list happened.
Yes.
Most of you already probably know what happened, what got restricted, what got hit, so forth. We're still going to cover it and give our 2 cents on it. Granted, the restrictions weren't that bad. Like, we expected some hits, we didn't expect other hits, and there was an errata that didn't make any sense, basically didn't change anything. We're going to start off with the errata. We got Samurai General Hyuga got errated. His skill got changed from search your deck for up to 1 card with the same grade as one of your opponent's units to search your deck for up to 1 card with the same grade as any of your opponent's units. What does this change? Nothing. Why does this change? Basically for people to stop, not misplay and not mess up and be able to, look at their deck and go, oh yeah, let me grab this instead.
It's for people that have less skill that can play the game.
You're being mean but truthful, man.
This is for the people that suck.
Why you gotta be like that? Let's go to their actual bans. They were honestly no restrictions. They were straight up bans.
Yes.
You can't play these cards anymore, which ever since last ban list, we're starting to get more of. Surprisingly. I've never thought Bush is gonna cross that line. First off, for Premium, where'd you go? There she is. Katrina got banned. Everybody probably heard about this.
Yeah.
But it was necessary. Katrina getting banned was necessary. It was way too much of a free plus and board and early and anything and everything with no side effects and no repercussions. And then Cyclone just made it everything worse.
This was a good hit.
This was a very good
hit.
Now,
Now,
bound to happen.
yep. Now, to kind of ease on people, no, Solemn didn't cause this ban. Stop it.
Yes, he did.
No,
Stop it.
A certain YouTuber.
Stop it. You really think a YouTuber would what does he have, 20k subscribers now? Can really influence $1 billion company?
No.
Anywho, the other restrictions are technically bans. Straight up bans we got in Standard is a ban of Variance Hard Leg for Dark Regular and Violence Flanger for Grand Blue. Both of them are a form of restrict, or technically, leg was, for the entire turn you got to guard with 3 or more at the same time, which is a damn hard thing to do sometimes. And then, Flanger, Alex and Telly, oh, you sleeping again, man?
No, I'm just listening.
It's kind of the finisher for a grand.
I mean,
It
it
is
is the finisher. You drive check a crit, you put a crit on it.
If your opponent's at 5 damage, it literally just says, "Here, please die."
Not really. No, it doesn't. Unless you protect one.
Not true.
Because Great Protect, you can't. You can't. Whoa. Those are the bans. Those are the right bans. Katrina needed to get hit, and the other 2 are weird.
They're future proofing.
It's
Future-proofing.
complete future proofing. We know we're getting. Oh, hold up. Next segment.
Queen.
The new set got revealed in the arts. Nightrose and Harri are in the art. So yeah, future proofing.
My queen!
Yes, she's back.
Yes.
You want to hear a sad part? We got Nightrose and we got Harri. We also got Yasue Shar and
Venus, look here.
Venus, look here. And you know what a sad part about your queen, Nightrose? She's not the best art. These 3 are. Like Nightrose and Harri compared to these 3 have not that good arts.
Like,
I'll be completely
I know,
honest.
I'm not wrong. I wish the Nightrose art was a
Yasue
little
art?
better.
Shower just looks something like from
Yes.
Castlevania.
Yes, I love this.
Yasui is just edgy.
And
Period.
yeah, George back.
And Venus Clear is literally emanating any and all essence of Queen
Yeah.
in her.
Yes.
Literally the queen.
But yeah, this set is, we saw the art. We got the Speculation G boot. Interesting things about this set though. We're getting 5 VRs again for 4 clans, which means, we already speculated this.
Yeah.
We thought DI was going to get the VR. Apparently, Pelham, which is honestly deserved.
Yes.
Silverthorn honestly deserved this. I'm not going to knock him down for it.
They had their time to shine. They got cut really hard, and now Now I guess now it's time for them to come back. Maybe we'll.
It's time to come back. So we got 5 VRs. We got 11 triple rares, 12 double rares, 22 rares, and 44 commons. An interesting little, rise there.
Yeah.
You want to point something out?
Oh, sure. Interesting news is a little bit of bio came out about the actual set.
Oh yeah, that. It's in here.
But yeah, so, the use of the bio where they talk about, what the clan's mechanics are going to do and stuff. Well, something interesting popped up when they were talking about the 5 types of stuff in there. And 5 type of units will participate in Vanguard Rare. A new deck uses markers appears in Grand Blue. The possible build that you can build triple rare and lower.
Ooh.
So,
What is it going to be?
honestly, the triple rare and lower thing is already being apparent in Dragonflame with
Yes.
Melborgs, with, not Blade Master, but I thought it was something else. But Melborgs are apparent. Like, Melborgs are already apparent, triple rare on their deck, budget deck. So this thing is going to follow the same suit. The Grand Blue new marker thing, not new marker, but what does it say specifically?
Uses markers. New deck that uses markers appears in Grand Blue. So basically, it's just going to be a whole new build of Grand Blue.
7 Seas maybe?
No, a new deck.
Well,
From
technically
scratch.
it would
It's still a retrain.
be new. Yeah.
I have a theory, in the fact that we saw some cards of hinting at something back before.
Yes.
There was a promo
We
for
talked
Grand
about
Blue that
this.
says when it was milled, it calls itself, and there was also a Grey 3 that did the same thing. So maybe this is going to be a multi-attacking Grand Blue deck that one mills themselves and calls themselves out.
Ruin Shades on attack.
They gotta be careful. Because that's one step from being a good deck to being a broken deck.
I mean, it'd be cool because you can use Protect 2 and just call them on Protect 2s and get power buffs with it.
One step from being a good deck to a broken deck.
We'll see what they do.
Not wrong.
Oh, and one last thing with this.
Go for it.
They also introduced something about new rarity on here.
New rarity.
There's something about SPs.
SPs. I mean, there's 34.
There's 34 SPs in that set.
Well, there's 33 in the others.
The VR and triple rare has become SP and has a luxurious design.
It's Roomy Lever and Rare all over again, basically.
We're basically might be having special SPs in the set. Just it.
Content kids. Anywho,
Special slot for that Nightrose, right?
that's all that happened for this week. Pretty eventful week. New set and everything.
I screamed when I see Nightrose, so.
I heard them from across the entire county.
Anywho, before we end this episode, there's one more thing I do want to mention for anybody that for some reason stuck all the way here. Please stop spamming the channel in the sense of we see almost every single comment, if not every single comment. We know when people in the comments of our videos recommend or want to see certain decks.
Yes.
We took them into consideration. It's not a guarantee that we're going to do them. It's not a guarantee we're not going to do them, but we do take them into consideration and we put them on the list.
Yes.
So please stop going from video to video asking for the same thing over and over again. That I consider spamming, and the more you do it, the less we're going to do it. I'm not going to promote begging and spamming on this channel to get stuff. There is a guy, and I'm calling him out, that's requested Blau way too much on different types of videos.
I get you want to see the meme, but
I wanted to do it. I'll be completely honest. The first time I heard Blau, I was like, ooh, this is not a bad idea. Well, let's try to build it. It wasn't the time. Next comment. The more comments I saw about Blau, we're not going to do it now. Blau, as far as I'm concerned, is never going to be on the channel. And
it sucks for people that actually did want to see it, but you can blame the guy who,
I'm not
decided
gonna
to work
condone
for everybody.
spamming into getting what people want.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Again, if you really want to have something, pop up, we do have a section in Discord for proxy play requests. You can send it there. We do see it. We do read.
Exactly. And same thing there. We read it, we take it into consideration, and we decided amongst ourselves if it's good to show or if it's not good to show, if we want to show, if we don't want it to show. It's all recommendations. Nothing is, post here and it's going to happen. Just doesn't work that way, sadly.
Yeah.
You do want to add something else, or that's good?
On a side note, if you haven't, go check out our Discord.
Yes, join the Discord.
Links down in the
There's a lot
description.
of people that are absolutely having fun in the Discord.
Oh,
They
yeah,
talk
we're having a
every
good
day.
time.
There's a great community in there. Feel free to join.
Anywho, with that all said and done, that was episode 56. A lot of stuff, a lot of comments, a lot of things, a lot of clarifications. But as always, if you like the video, please leave a like, share with your friends, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more, and hit that bell to get notified. Maybe even follow us on Facebook and join our Discord. But as always, I've been Philip,
This is Alex.
And Shane.
and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
You two over there, what the hell were you talking about?
Well, obviously, you barely heard it.
Yes, I heard it!
Obviously, you didn't.
I mean-
you wouldn't have to ask.
No, I heard the whispering.
We